It's round 2 of the Pro Light Division, about to go green in Duluth. And we are green in Duluth. 15 sleds into the turn. Do they all make it out bumping and banging? Yes, they do. But they make their way up the hill in pairs of 3 and 4.
Zach Mason bumping and banging to get to the top of the racetrack. Looks like he's going to be out front, but not for long, as one of the sleds rails around the outside to take the lead. Down the hill they come, and that's going to be Maxime Talfair.
I'll tell you what, Maxime has been fast all day here in round 2, and right now he's trying to get away from Elias Ishoel, who suddenly is second place right ahead of Zach Mason. We'll set the entire field as often as we can because, as always, the Pro Light Division has lots of bumping and banging and changing places.
And watch Ishoel on the uphill. I mean, just hold on. Katie barred the door. This guy is either on the throttle or off the throttle. So Talfair out front. Maxine running a good line here, but Ishoel trying to make up some ground and make the pass.
We have watched these two battle all day long in their heat races and now in the final. Let's take a look at the start of this Pro Light Division. Again, they're packed and stacked, but everybody, even with the bumping and banging, makes it through clean. I'll give Zach Mason that stud boy hole shot, but he couldn't hang on to it as Maxime Talfair got him on the outside.
Well, Talfair on the outside, and then you see the guys lining up behind him, and of course Ishoel, one of those two. And of course now Zach Mason sitting in third, but there's your leader right there, Maxime Talfair.
We've seen it countless times out of the young man in second, Elias Ishoel. You see him on your screen right there trying to reel in the leader. We often say it's either checkers or wreckers for this young racer. Right now he's trying to reel in Maxime. Earlier in the day we saw them battling in a preliminary, and it was Maxime trying to get around Elias, and he couldn't do it. Now we see the exact opposite, and here comes Elias Ishoel over the AMSOil finish line trying to reel in the leader.
Talfair still out in front. That difference between the two, about 0.7 of a second.
They're running almost identical lap times.
Well, Ishoel was about a half second faster last lap. And watch this guy. He don't care if he's in the roost or wherever. He is just going to be all out to try to get around that other Skidoo driver up front. And look at the distance that those guys have put between themselves and the rest of the field. Back to third place, it's a little over 3 seconds.
Over the AMSOil finish line, 5 laps in, 9 laps to go for this Pro Light final in round 2 of Duluth. There's your leader, a little squirrely through the whoop section as he heads towards that Air Force flyaway into the top of the hill for the cat corner. Elias Ishoel reels him in just a little bit there and continues to try to track him down. Nothing wears you out more than trying to hold somebody off, except trying to be the guy behind him trying to reel him in.
Boy, and Ishoel followed him around so much that last time around the racetrack. He was eating roost the whole time. Look at him. You can just see the roost coming off the front of that number 200 Makita Tools Skidoo, and here he comes on the uphill.
He goes to the inside. Maxime Talfair on the outside. Elias Ishoel, they make contact.
Get together.
A hard crash for both racers. Elias having a hard time getting his sled up. Maxime trying to get his sled up as well. Zach Mason will go into the lead. The Makita sled is now on the skis. Let's see what happened here, Mike.
You know, they go up to the top of the hill. Look at Talfair. He's going to try to take and work inside. And of course, the number 200 Skidoo of Ishoel just getting into the back of him. When that happens, everybody loses.
Finally, Talfair is back up to speed, and we see right there Elias Ishoel is back up to speed as well, but far back in the field. Let's reset it then. Now, Zach Mason is the man in the lead. Montana Jess in second. Travis Muller moves up to third. That changes everything in the Pro Light Division, which never, ever disappoints when it comes to action.
Just to set where those two drivers were in the incident, Ishoel sitting in 11th right now. Talfair back in 15th.
Gotta believe Team Lavallee Racing celebrating right now as they watch their young racer Zach Mason take the lead. Down on the racetrack, Carly Applin.
An unfortunate crash for Elias Ishoel. You guys were just talking about it. And, you know, we saw him limping up to the start line. Not sure if that has anything to do with what happened out there, but we did see him limping. You know, he came from behind in round 1, able to make his way through the pack. We'll see if he can do it again after this crash. Guys?
It's a great point from Carly. We did notice his limp a little bit earlier, but I'll tell you, that looked just like a racing incident to me.
It was. I mean, there was contact made from behind. Contact from behind is always a lose-lose because a lot of times you'll get a ski in the tunnel of a track that's rotating, and, of course, that just throws everybody into a tizzy, and that's what exactly happened there. Just a little aggressive on both the drivers, one trying to come down underneath.
Look at Elias Ishoel. He's not done yet. He's making passes, trying to make his way back into the top 10, and he has done that. Last time past the AMSOil finish line, he was scored in 10th. I'm going to guess he's all the way up to 8th right now, but there is your leader. That again is Zach Mason. Behind him, the battle rages between Montana Jess and Travis Muller as they battle for 2nd and 3rd, but your leader, Zach Mason, way out front right now.
And I'll tell you what, you talk about lucky breaks in racing. That incident up front, of course, gave Zach Mason the lead. He was 3 seconds behind. Now Mason's 3 seconds ahead of that battle right there between Montana Jess and Travis Muller. So you watch a battle taking place for 2nd and 3rd. Jess on the Arctic Cat, Muller on the Polaris.
And look right behind them, a guy who's been fast all day as well, Martin Mullen, trying to make his case for the podium. That's your battle for 2nd and 3rd. That green sled, that's Montana Jess on the 765, just ahead of the 436 of Travis Muller as they battle for 2nd and 3rd.
And we talk about drivers coming from different countries. Mullen, one of the drivers out of Alta, Norway, racing for Fratellone Racing, trying to get in the mix and trying to get on the podium.
2 laps to go as the racers make their way out of that turn, and up the hill they go towards the Air Force flyaway once again. 2 laps to go. Zach Mason continues to be your leader. Montana Jess right there is in 2nd. Travis Muller in 3rd, and right behind him we saw Martin Mullen. There is your leader. The white flag is out for Zach Mason. 1 lap to go for that young man. Can he hold on for 1 more lap?
There you see Mason, and then just coming into the picture, that's Montana Jess. Right behind him is Travis Muller. We watch him as he goes uphill. He knows that he's got about a 3.5 second lead. You can see how patient he is, just being more committed to his lines, watching as he goes around the top part of the racetrack. He'll make the turn. He's got 1 downhill, and he is going to have his first win of the year.
He spent the summer training with Levi Lavalle, and it takes him to a win in round 2 of this, the Pro Light Division. Zach Mason out of Gaylord, Michigan will be your winner in this Pro Light Final, round 2 of AMSOil Championship Snowcross powered by Ram. Pro Light is always action-packed, and they did not disappoint. We'll break and come right back. This is AMSOil Championship Snowcross powered by Ram. Great race for Zach Mason, but just a heartbreaker for Elias Ishoel and Maxime Teifer, who were racing for the win. We saw Elias get into the back of Maxime right there. Again, just a racing incident, but those 2 guys were lighting this field up before that incident.
They were, and like we said, they were like 3.5, almost 4 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. And there you see, of course, Elias coming across the finish line. A tough break for these guys. It was a racing incident. They're both fighting for the lead. They get to the top part of the racetrack and make that contact, and of course they both fall way down as to how they finish. But you know what? There's winners and there's losers, and that guy right there, I tell you what, he is a happy camper. You see Glenn Kafka giving him a big hug, and I would presume that's family, a little extended hug right there.
Oh, I love it.
So a big hug for Zach Mason.
And we are green in Duluth. 15 sleds into the turn. Do they all make it out bumping and banging? Yes, they do. He goes to the inside. Maxime Teifer on the outside. Elias Ishoel, they make contact.
Get together.
A hard crash for both racers. Elias having a hard time getting his sled up. Maxime trying to get his sled up as well. Zach Mason will go into the lead. Spent the summer training with Levi Lavalle, and it takes him to a win in round 2 of this, the Pro Light Division. Zach Mason out of Gaylord, Michigan will be your winner.
Congratulations, Zach Mason. When you saw that crash happen right out front of you, what was going through your head?
I guess I got a Christmas present early. I never got a sight lap, so I just kind of wung it, and I got an awesome start. Scott, my mechanic, he chose an awesome spot, and I hit the light mint, and it couldn't have been better. I just gambled and it worked.
What advice have you been getting from Levi LaValle? You've moved teams this year.
Yeah, he's so knowledgeable. Everything we do, he's got an honest opinion about it, and it's just super helpful. He being a little guy, he knows how to help me and get me better, and that's all about this whole season, just about getting better.
Congratulations on the first.
Thank you so much.
Back to you.
A big